Have you ever lost sight of something so significant in your life? Oftentimes we lose focus off of important things in our lives like family and friends and work and so on. And often when we do, we find ourselves in places of anger and sadness and confusion. But what happens when we lose sight of Christ? When our focus turns away from the truth to the bittersweet lie we want to hear? You see, we don't always want truth, but we always need it. In Matthew 16, we see Christ warn the apostles, beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and Sadducees, the leaven being false teaching. Now, many of us tell ourselves, well, there is no possible way for me to follow any sort of false teaching or anything like that. I know my Bible. I'll be okay. I'll be fine. But here's the thing, whether you and I are fooled into any sort of false teaching does not solely depend on if we know our Bible. You see, the religious leaders, they knew the Old Testament better than anyone. They knew all of the signs in it and all of the signs that pointed to Christ so blatantly. But regardless of all the signs that Christ fulfilled, they asked Jesus to test him, show us another sign from heaven. Jesus responds, an evil, adulterous generation seeks for a sign, but no sign will be given to it except the sign of Jonah. You see, the religious leaders knew the truth, but in ignorance, they rejected it because it wasn't what they wanted to hear. And likewise for us, many times the truth isn't what we want to hear. Why? Because our focus shifts from truth to a lie that makes us feel good. And when truth hurts, and it often does, we reject it. We don't always want truth, but we always need it. Why? Because when we lose our focus off of the truth, off of Christ, we waste our lives by missing what was most important in our lives: Christ. Just as the religious leaders missed him. And so Jesus calls us to watch and pray. Don't lose sight of me, he says. Remember who I am, what I have done for you on that cross, where I found you, and know that I am coming soon. Focus, watch, and pray. So now, is there something you can do in your life to help you set your focus on Christ?